everybody, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to day 17 of Vlogtober. Now today again is another tutorial, but I thought we would just go for that walk beforehand. Now those of you asking, especially Gloria, no, we didn't manage to get wet, so we were okay. We were literally about 100 meters away from my mum's front door, and it just started, so we put in a bit of a sprint. So we didn't get wet. It did look very murky though, didn't it? But it's nice to get out. So thank you to all of you that have already watched part 1 of this mini series, Making Fabulous Ollie the Owl. So yesterday we just made up his body. So again, Gloria, she's making an owl for herself. Karen, she's going to be making an owl for her daughter. So they've already started. But in today's tutorial, I'm just going to show you how to make I wouldn't say leaf because it's very similar to my leaf tutorial, but it's the wing. And we make up the eyes, and then tomorrow, which you can see I've already filmed, I'm going to show you how I put him all together. But for today, it's just those wings and eyes. Again, I'm going to attach the tutorial just in a moment, so have a go. Do let me know how you're getting on, and I will see you here again tomorrow. Bye-bye. So now we need to make 2 wings. You don't need to worry about your ends just yet. We're going to be using those to sew on to our body. Now I have used the same colour as the top half of his body. So we'll start sewing at the top. Now when you sew on, if I just show you on this one, I sew all the way around. You could just sew at the top so that you can have him maybe flapping his wings. It's entirely up to you. But as I say, we need 2 of these. So again, in my original, I used a 3.5mm hook. But just for video purposes, we're going to use our 4mm hook. So you will need a reasonable tail because these are used to sew onto our body. I'm just going to put a slip stitch on my hook. Oops, mind them out the way. You're going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 and 8. We're going to work back along this chain. So we're not going to work in this first stitch. We want to work in this second chain here. But what we're actually going to do, if I turn my chains towards you, let me get my needle. We're going to be working in the back loops, okay? Some people call these the back humps. So if it's easier for you to understand, we're going to be working in these back humps. Oops. Okay, so turn your chain towards you, and it's these back loops here. So here is my first one. We will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 to work into. Okay, so in that first back hump, we're going to put 1 UK double. Okay, so remembering that's a US single. We're going to do the same in the back hump of the next chain. In this next one, we're going to put in 1 UK half treble. So that's a US half double. So it's yarn over, pull through. So you have 3 loops. Grab the yarn, pull through all 3. We're going to do the same in the next back hump. Okay, so it should look something like this. We have 3 more, 1, 2, 3 left. In the next 2, we're going to be putting in a UK treble. So that's yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So you'll know in the US that's your double. So, and again in the next hump, we're going to put in a treble. Now we have 1 left. We're going to put in this one 6 UK trebles. So again, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. In this same stitch, we're putting in another 5. So try and just mind that tail out of the way. So we've already done 1. We want 6 in total, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, all in that same stitch. And 6. Okay, so what we've done is we've gone around the corner. This is the top of our wing. I can then pull on that end and that will tighten our little hole up here nicely. Now what we'll find is we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches going back down. Again, I'm going to work in just the back loop. Okay, so we have those V's now going along. We want to work in the back loop only. So if I just show you with the needle to start with, plus this one's being a bit difficult. So that one, that back loop, that back loop, back loop, back loop, back loop. So we're just going to work as we did up this side in reverse. So in that first back loop, we're going to put in a treble. The same in the second one along, a treble. In the next one too, we're going to put in our half treble. So that's pulling through all the loops. We have 1, 2 left. We're going to put in each one a double. 1 and 2. So we have that nice wing shape. What we're going to do in the bottom here, just as neatly as we can, push through a loop, and we will just slip stitch. Then I'm just going to cut my yarn. Again, leave a decent tail. I'm just going to pull through and then thread my darning needle. In the first stitch from this side, I'm just going to push through so it takes my yarn through to the other side. That makes a nice little point at the end of the wing. Okay, and then I'm going to leave my tails because, as I said, we're going to use them to sew on. So we have 2 wings. Now we need to make 2 eyes. I'm leaving a long tail end of the white. I have knotted and cut the black, so I don't need the black ends, but we do need those white ends to sew onto our owl. Again, I'm using the 4mm hook, but when I made my owl up, I did use my 3.5. Okay, so it's just making those stitches a little easier for you to see when I'm teaching. We're going to start with another magic ring. Again, you can do this however you normally do. We do this with the black. Okay. Make sure you work with your working yarn. I'm just going to chain 1 to secure. Now this chain 1 is just to secure. I'm not going to count that as a stitch. In our centre here, we're going to work 8 doubles. So that's UK doubles, that's US singles. So 3, 4, just the same as we did when we started our owl.
5, 7, 8.
Again, pull that centre nice and tight with your tail end. I need to check black's not very good on camera. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So ignoring our chain 1 up, we just need to slip stitch in that first stitch. Okay, then we're going to snip off. We're going to pull our yarn through and we're going to thread our needle. And then taking my needle through that first stitch to the left, just to get our yarn on the back. Okay, there's the centre of our eye. What I'm going to do is just take my yarn to the centre. Our tail end is already in the centre, and then I'm just going to knot off and snip the ends. And there we have the centre of our eye. So I've added my white yarn to my hook using a slip stitch. I've left a nice tail for sewing on. We're just going to join in any of those 8 stitches going around. So I just do a slip stitch to join my colour. Okay. I'm not going to work over my end because I want to use that. Chain 1 up, I'm not going to count that as a stitch. I'm going to put in each stitch around 2 doubles in each stitch. Okay. So just as a reminder, that's 2 singles if you use US terms. So go all the way around with your white, putting 2 in each stitch. You should end up with 16 stitches. I've gone around, I've checked I have 16. So ignoring the chain 1 up, I'm just going to slip stitch in the top of that first stitch. Okay. I'm then cutting my yarn, pull through. I'm going to do the same as before. So I'm going to thread my needle, okay, and in that next stitch to the left, I'm just going to take that yarn through to the back, and then we're going to leave these ends long And next time I'm going to show you how to sew these on along with your wings. We're going to add our tufty little ears and we're going to sew on our beak.